Captain 406, Ruth Slater Ginsburg. They're coached by Harper Bazaar, Pull Boy, Ruth, and Kitty.
Woo-hoo.
Get
That's
some
a lot of
official
coaches.
love out there.
All right, our non-skating officials for this game: Montana Malher, Loud Llama, Snarkomedes, Zookeeper, Billow Fights, Pterodactyl, Chuck Norris, Just Eric, and Rockin' Buddha.
And our skating officials, oh, Yoshi didn't. Panic at the Lolo, Scary B. Jesus, Happy Bones, Thomas the Tank Engine, Johnny Demonic, and Extra Crispy.
Woohoo! All right. Look at that. We have 40 seconds to go before they start.
We're going to have skaters lining up on the Campfires and Coffees jam line.
In fact, indeed.
That
is a campfire and a coffee?
That is an LGBTQ-owned small business in the San Francisco Bay Area specializing in stickers, pins, art prints, and apparel. Check them out online at campfiresandcoffee.com.
All right. And on that campfiresandcoffee.com jammer line, the Iron Rabbit and Pink Flamingo. Pink Flamingo, my child annihilator, who was said she was very excited to watch this game on the stream. So, hey there.
Hey there.
And was looking forward to seeing Pink Flamingo jam against Jet City.
Absolutely.
Because they were tearing it up yesterday.
Oh, man, Jet City had a real good game yesterday.
Yes, and Flamingo, first game pivoting the whole time, but taking a lot of star passes. Second game jamming, much like this, and out, but not quite. Lead as, there we go. I was like, that's going to come at some point, right?
Absolutely. Iron Rabbit is clear on the initial.
Pink Flamingo rolling through as the pivots taking after each other.
That is a fast pack for jam number one.
Yeah, Hannah Smashed Hannah just knocking Toe Jammer out of the way just for fun.
2 points picked up for Rocky Mountain in jam number one.
And Jet City held scoreless.
That was only a 30-second jam.
I know, which is different from many of Rocky's jams yesterday that were like a minute and a half to 2 minutes, if not the full 2.
Sweet Cyanide's going to wear the star for Rocky Mountain, going up against
number 96, Jacqueline Hyde.
Woohoo! I hope you're enjoying this stream. We got an awesome stream team bringing this to you.
Yeah, they got all kinds of.
If you got the opportunity, kick in a few bucks for us.
Like and subscribe, as the kids say.
Subscribe.
96, Jacqueline Hyde, lead jammer for Jet City. As Sweet Cyanide held up, has the star off. Jacqueline Hyde challenging the brace between blockers. Ducking around up against Blazin at the front.
With a little help from.
Yes, I think that's number 12, Killer Copperhead, right?
It is Killer Copperhead.
As Sweet Cyanides holding the cap, trying to maybe reach to Blazin, but Blazin way up front and being kept away. Toe Jammer, however, now having to abandon that, keep the pivot away from the jammer.
We do have a star pass. Blazin is the jammer record for Rocky Mountain as Toe Jammer goes to the room for friends penalty box.
Yes, there will be room for friends in that penalty box.
Just like all star passes, they end in 4 whistles.
Yeah, exactly. Jacqueline Hyde checking with the like, am I calling it? Am I calling it? All right, she's just about there. It was almost too late.
Jet City 8, Rocky Mountain 2, 27:44 left to go in this first half. Who we got on the line now, Scott?
Well, we've got Mary Contrary jamming against Oy Vey Maria.
5 seconds to call on the floor.
And everyone's at the unnamed pivot line. I mentioned yesterday that no one sponsors the pivot line because no one's ever there, and then now they're there. So we're going to refer to it as the Johnny Pepper pivot line.
Okay, we can do that.
Because that's kind of got a nice alliterative touch at the end.
Well, you know, it was just a couple of weeks ago, the Clover Cup was sponsor of the pivot line, and that's my tournament, so I had to say that a whole bunch.
All right.
I mean? Well, it looks like Jet City is lead.
Yes, it does. Mary Contrary.
Mary Contrary got out fast.
Now, Mary and Crash Masham from Jet City both moved to Denver for a few years and skated with Rocky. So it's sort of a homecoming.
Ovey's
if you will.
pushing hard against that wall of blue at the front of the pack, but then everybody gets together like a giant amoeba.
Yeah, a giant violent amoeba.
Yes.
Which would be a great derby name, so I'll just throw that out. If anyone wants to be Violent Amoeba,
That would be a good Derby name.
By all means, help yourself.
And just when I say that they're being amoeba, they get really, really spread out. But Mary Contrary does get through, and with 4 in the pocket, adding another 4.
Up
Meanwhile,
front.
Ove's just
Yes,
still
Ove
trying to get through that on the initial.
Not doing good, but has, I believe, passed the star off to Bat Ass.
Yes.
Number 9707 if you're scoring at home.
Hi, Bat. She'll watch it later. And Johnny Pepper told me I also want to give a shout out to everybody watching on the stream. Thank you so much. Call your friends. You still got time to watch before you have to go do whatever you got to do on your Sunday. Those 4 whistles are going to rain down and bring that jam to a close. Jam number 3 in the books. Jet City 18, Rocky Mountain 2.
All right, in the chat, we've got a call out for yes, bombshell, and thank you to my child for saying she's a huge fan of my work. Nothing like a Nepo baby, just coming in with praise for the father. And Plute 860, Yas Nay with the tracking. Good call out for name. All right, what do we got? I should actually pay attention, shouldn't I?
We're in the star for Jet City going up against Peach Clobber.
Peach Clobber had quite a decent game yesterday. Ooh, knee pad cover flying off to the side of the track as Crash Masham is through with lead jammer.
Crash grabbing that lead jammer status cross in turn 1.5, or the apex of turn 1 if you want to.
If you wish, yes. Crash going hard into the tripod, but able to absorb.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday in the Boulder game, Crash was just kind of blowing through some of those, but Rocky clearly observing and relaxing a bit on that pull up.
That Jet City defense, I mean, you got to talk about that. They had a 3-wall and they waterfalled back and made a bridge. They did all the things perfect.
Lots of moving forward and backwards, and it's a power of youth. They've got the endurance.
Absolutely.
So 4 points for Crash Masham takes us to 22-2.
With 24 minutes left to go in this half.
Yeah, and not to. We're on Jam 4, not to jinx anything, but we only have 4 total penalties.
Silent but Deadly wearing the star for the first time today, going up against Pink Flamingo. Silent but Deadly trying to go to the outside. Nothing there but a couple of white shirts.
Not to be confused with red shirts. Totally different genre.
White and red.
Oh, good point.
Uh-huh. Rocky Mountain blockers, I should say.
Yes. I do like the Rocky Mountain jersey. This was
Those
white with the red on the top.
Amazing
Super
jerseys.
sharp.
Silent but Deadly out quick. I said something yesterday. Silent but Deadly ought to add quickly at the end of their name.
Deadly quickly, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very, very fast.
Explosive speed, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Pink Flamingo almost clear, but one in the chamber there to close down the door and force the rollback as Silent but Deadly is through for 4 points.
Hannah smashed Hannah with a swing and miss at the front of the pack there.
And
Silent but Deadly already around for another scoring pass, but takes a giant hit from Hannah smashed Hannah and says, I've had enough of that. I'm calling it.
Looks at the bench like this. Is it okay if I call it off? Because I just got rocked.
Give me my 4 points and let me go to the bench for a little while. Can y'all please have a 2-minute jam next? Or have a timeout?
Timeout called by Rocky Mountain.
And this timeout is brought to you by our good friends over at Lamar's Donuts. Since 1933, Lamar's has been crafting mouth-watering donuts that have stood the test of time. If you're craving a classic or something new, Lamar's has the perfect treat for you. Thanks, Lamar's, for keeping this tournament extra sweet.
They are extra sweet. It's a delightful donut.
I've had 2 of them this morning already.
Oh, see, I've only had one.
Probably shouldn't have had that second one, but it was so yummy. Yeah, Lamar's Donuts, thank you, since 1933. That's awesome stuff.
And we did mention it earlier, but while some of the good things in life are free, this is not one of them. This stream is not free, unfortunately. So take a chance to like and subscribe the channel. Throw a couple of bucks our way to avoid the ads this weekend so we can do it again next year. And don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you do get 1 free Twitch subscription every month, and you could throw that Rocky's way, and then you don't have to see those annoying ads.
Yeah, because those ads pop up at the wrong time.
It's just always the wrong time.
They're never during the OTOs. They're always during a jam. and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to watch this ad. Link it with your Twitch. You'll be all right.
All right, Sweet Cyanide. Jacqueline Hyde on the Campfires and Coffee Jammer line.
Campfires and coffee.
Room for Friends penalty box. Empty. Plenty of room for plenty of friends.
Plenty of friends.
Oh, well, there's a friend going right now.
It's a power jam, Jet City.
Sweet Cyanide cuts the track. First jammer penalty of the game. And Jacqueline Hyde lead jammer.
Jacqueline coming around on a scoring pass. Rocky Mountain's going to lock down their defense at the front. And just like that, Jet City just explodes through the pack to make sure that there's a hole for their jammer to get through.
Yes, Jet looking.
You can't teach teamwork like that. They just have it. You know what I'm saying?
So I will say a lot of the members of Jet City were teammates when they were juniors.
I remember calling them at the Big O in like 2014.
Exactly, like between Seattle Derby Brats and Mob City.
Absolutely.
A lot of those people are on this team right now.
Absolutely.
I
miss the Big O.
I know, I miss the Big O every year. Pour one out for the Big O.
Jacqueline calls that and takes those 6 points. It goes back to the bench, 33-2 with 21 minutes left to go in the first half.
And while Sweet Cyanide had gotten out of the pack, made it through, or got out of the penalty box, made it through, forcing that call off.
The Iron Rabbit's going to don that star for Jet City. Ove Maria going to be the jammer for Rocky Mountain.
Yes.
The Fight Club.
The 5280 Fight Club.
We don't talk about Fight Club.
No. So we should just probably talk about Rocky Mountain. They're not the Mile High Club. That's a different team.
That's a different
They're the 5280
team.
Fight Club.
Yes.
I like it.
They were WFTDA champions in 2010.
Wow. All right.
Absolutely. The more you know. Right before that Gotham streak, if you know what I mean.
Right before
Iron
everybody
Rabbit
forgot
out
what was
front
happening.
and lead. Wearing the most fabulous skirt today.
Oh, but
Same
the
one
Iron
as
Rabbit,
yesterday.
yes, is a big fan of the score. Killer Copperhead and Bombshell, I believe. Yes, off in the Just for Friends penalty box, making friends, although they are sitting on opposite sides and don't appear to be talking to each other. So,
Iron Rabbit coming
Need to
around
get
on
more wine
another
going.
scoring pass. I'm trying to manifest in the apex jump.
the pack's just setting up too much in the straightaway.
I like calling it a metal bunny hop.
The Iron Rabbit ducks around the outside.
Around the outside, picking up 4 points to go with the 4 points already in the pocket. That's 8.
Checks with the bench, and the Luscious Locks gives the just keep going. Meanwhile, star pass off, and a power jam now.
A high block call on
As
Badass?
Badass, yes.
Star pass into a penalty.
And the Iron Rabbit picks up 4 more points and calls off the jam, a 12-0 run. And I think called just before Badass sat.
You want to talk about situational awareness?
Yeah. Killer Copperhead also back to the Just for Friends penalty box.
Let's give Crash a power jam with a full 30-second head start.
Sure, that seems fair.
Jet City. $45-2 with 19 minutes left to go. And Smash has got it in a power start situation. Rocky's going to lock the defense down. Around Chai,
Yep.
running into a 3-wall at the front, anchored by Blazin and a player to be named later.
And Crash keeps the feet in bounds.
That was Disastric.
Yes, it's asterisk. Yes. Yes, I can never pronounce that word right.
Disastric?
Oh, yeah. I think that is going to be a back
is
block.
mine.
Back block called on Crash Smash and came in a little too fast and didn't quite catch the seam. Instead, running right into the back of Quadzaby Blazin.
Badass was already on the track when Smash went out.
So our first 2-minute jam of the game. And Badass getting some assistance from the Rocky Mountain blockers and is through. Dropped the pivot cover, but as we discussed yesterday, you don't need that anymore once you're, I mean,
Yes.
could have left it in the penalty box, but she wanted. Badass.
Well, it's a good thing it was the pivot cover.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
The
Not the star. No, we had a situation that yesterday with
I I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
And
It was
that player
Jacqueline Hunt.
guarded it for
Right, just stood there for,
a whole lap or two.
Yep. Badass forced out. Rampage on the defense.
Smash back into the fray. Does
And
clear and pick up some more points.
yes, first 4 of the jam. Crash smash him. We've got 17 seconds to go in the jam. And is Badass heading back to the penalty box?
Headed
I believe
back to the
so.
room for friends.
Oh, my.
I didn't see what that call was.
Looks like it was a cut track call.
That's a good thing we have
That's
all these
why-
tools
exactly. I'm like,
around
hey,
to help
look,
us
a penalty
out.
board.
Look, it's a track.
And it's in green. So 8 points for Crash Smash him, 2 points for Badass.
I hear Montana Mahler's going to get our 400th game thing today.
Really?
Yeah. I love Montana Mahler. Just saying. 53-4, 16:40 left to go in this first half.
Mary Contrary with the star.
Power start situation for Jet City once again in jam number 9.
Jet City blockers rolling forward to try and sweep, but Rocky doing a good job of staying ahead. Hannah Smash Tana playing last line of defense and laying out Afro Jamurai.
And that's not easy to do.
Not easy at all. Pink Flamingo with the pivot stripe. I think we know what's coming up as soon as Badass is out. Yes, the star is already off the hat. Pink Flamingo gesturing like, hand it over here.
Hannah Smash Tana getting a lot of marks.
And Flamingo has the star and is moving through. Mary Contrary hears the cry, calls off the jam.
Pink Flamingo tried to do a little apex
Tried to
jump there at the end.
We're having a little check.
They're going to talk about it, and let's see what they're going to do. We're going to have
Mary Contrary with 4.
an official review.
Potential
No.
official review.
Yeah. They're going
And
to
the
talk
rest
about
were
it.
like, hang on, we were about to talk about this anyway. Maybe we don't need this officially official review. Although Chai is like, we're out here. We're ready.
Yes, we're ready.
I saw the O.
I saw it.
We're coming out.
So it may not be an official review.
You're
Maybe
right.
it's just an official
just-
timeout.
Yes.
They're going to get
currently.
together and talk. Chai and Poolboy are out there. Luscious Locks and Montana are going to have a conversation with, Yoshi Detton. Toe Jammer's going to go out there.
Having the chat.
Yes, just
Sitting around. Hey, let's mention the Next Level Burger.
Sure.
Next Level Burger is all about making sustainable, delicious food that's good for the planet and for you. Whether you're vegan, flexitarian, or just a fan of tasty burgers, they've got something amazing for you. If you're in the Dome here, so if you're watching the stream while you're here, or you're coming down later, you're watching at home, you're coming in for the Boulder game next or whatever, be sure to grab one of the free shake cards because you can get a free shake with purchase at Next Level Burger. Thanks to Next Level Burger for making our planet and this tournament even better. Did you have one of their
not
burgers
just
yesterday?
burgers. I had one of those hot chicken sandwiches,
Yeah?
and that was
Was it good?
yummy. It was so amazing.
I'm hoping they bring some this today because I had already had food truck food and then they showed up. I'm like, oh, I could have had a burger. Come on.
Yeah, that chicken sandwich was amazing. I've told all my friends about it.
Yeah. I will say that both food trucks yesterday, very good. And there's another today.
There's another one today. Do we know who that is?
I think that's on the sheet that we folded up.
Okay, well, I can find that if I don't mess with my camera
Just
operator
again, in
too
case
much.
people are watching in the Denver area and coming down later, today's is the Wandering Potato.
Oh, yeah, potatoes.
Live your best baked life. Get a potato. Vegetarian green chili, brisket barbecue, breakfast sausage and gravy.
What's your favorite potato?
Oh, man, what is my favorite potato? I like a nice, just like smashed flat. Boil it, smash it, broil it.
I gotcha.
Kind of, sort of a breakfasty potato kind of thing.
Okay. I'm a butter, bacon, cheese guy.
Oh, yes. I mean, baked potato's okay, but I like a little crunch.
I hear you.
Although I guess the bacon would add that crunch.
Yes, it would, if you have crunchy bacon.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't want to just
Two
like
schools of thought on that.
Very true.
Well, Luscious Locks and Toe Jammer are having a conversation. Our awesome photographer, Al and Chai Kilski, are having a conversation.
Chai's like, I need more pictures of me. Because,
Jackie
Actually,
and
Chai's probably
Rampage
not
are having a
saying.
conversation.
Everybody's conversating.
And all the officials are at the far end talking about what just
far
happened.
Away. They don't want us to be able to read their lips. They're probably talking about what potato they're going to get.
Or they're talking about the 3 minutes that were already elapsed into this official timeout.
Yes. Oh, my Lord. What was the second or near the last game? The reason, well, it wasn't the reason we pushed things out for the afternoon games, but it certainly didn't hurt.
Right.
There were some seriously long timeouts yesterday. So looking at the penalty board, Jet City currently with 4 total penalties. Rocky Mountain with 8, and they've got 9707 Badass with 3, and currently sitting 1 for a illegal contact penalty.
Well, the officials have made a decision. They're over talking to the captains right now.
Yes. Maybe we'll get to
Luscious
find out.
Locks
Oh, nope.
wearing that fabulous kilt today. We might find out. Trouble.
All right, well, we'll see if they come over and let us know what's what. Meanwhile,
Peach Clobber's going to wear the star for Rocky Mountain going up against
Jacqueline Hyde, but Jet City kind of lacking most of a team. They were like, oh, wait, we have to put skaters on the field? What the heck?
We're not here.
We're not ready for this.
Well, here's what I know is Jet City's official review has disappeared.
There
so
you go.
No
So
call stands.
whatever it was didn't happen.
It never
If you
really
saw
happened.
something, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. That's what Yoshi said. No, you didn't.
All right, Jacqueline Hyde was almost clear, but forced out by Blazin and rolled
Almost
back.
key word.
Yes. It's been the key word all day.
Oh, wow.
And Peach Clobber trapped up the tripod anchored by Toe Jammer. Trippin teaming up with Raven Lunatic at the back. Rampage trying to free things up, and now moving back on defense and now into a kind of bridge position as Badass comes in to break things up for Peach Clobber. But again,
not quite breaking up enough.
Yeah. Jacqueline Hyde, oh my God, the work Blazin is doing at the front.
Absolutely.
Killer Copperhead. That was some excellent two-wall defense.
That
and
got Peach Clobber out for lead.
minute 2 into the jam,
Yeah,
lead
talk about
finally awarded.
defense.
That was a lot of work by Peach Clobber and both teams. Now Toe Jammer trying to break things up, but Rocky Mountain really tightening up the defense here. Toe spinning around. There we go. Star pass off to Toe. I'm like, this is going to be the first star pass for Jet City because Toe was really calling for it without really calling for it.
And Toe Jammer puts on the speed.
Yeah.
Hops that apex, lands the jump, and picks up
0.
0 points.
Because Peach Clobber
called it off in time.
Just at the right time. So now Rocky Mountain doubling up to 8.
Doubling up their score, absolutely, with 13:53 left to go in this first half.
And we will hand things back to Pink Flame and Go and the Iron Rabbit.
5 seconds to call on the floor.
Rolling back to front and front to back, and nicely
Pink
done.
Flame and Go just saw a line to get through and took it.
Was well executed by Jet City, just parting the waters, as it were, and letting Pink Flame go through.
Well, Iron Rabbit went through the same hole.
Oh,
wow.
Man, Hannah Smashed Hannah is just really likes lowering the shoulder and knocking people down. That was a solid knock.
Quadza B. Blazin was laying down a lot of hits, too, for Jet City. Amazing things, amazing things.
But Iron Rabbit able to steal 2 points, a 3-1 Jet City win on that jam, now 60-9.
12:57 left to go in the first half.
Another super quick short jam and fast pack as Rocky was trying to run away.
Deadly wearing the star for Jet City going up against Sweet Cyanide.
Yes, and Tchaikovsky just sniped Silent but Deadly, like hiding behind the pack.
Yes.
Like, I'm leaving this looks like a nice wide open lane. No, it's not.
Great block all the way to the line. All you kids at home watching roller derby, you got to block all the way to the line. If you give some of these skaters just a little inch, they'll get by you.
That they will. Silent but Deadly is clear, but lead jammer for Sweet Cyanide. 3 straight jams that Rocky Mountain has had lead.
Blazin was containing, but it was getting a little far out of the engagement zone and had to let go.
Sweet Cyanide picks up 3, and it's a reverse of the previous jam. 3 for Rocky, 1 for Jet City.
61-12 with 12 minutes left to go in this first half.
And Oy Vey Maria up against Mary Contrary.
Poor boy going back to the bench after being stuck in the infield for a jam.
Right? I love that when the coach is out there a little too late and they're like, go stand in your box.
Go stand in the box.
You are not allowed to move. All right, Oy Vey Maria caught at the back. Mary Contrary pushing at the front. Nayslayer trying to break things free. But all 3 of the Rocky blockers at the front, as we've got Blazin stuck in the Room for Friends penalty box. Mary Contrary is lead jammer.
And coming around on a scoring pass.
Blazin swaps out of the Room for Friends penalty box with Nayslayer.
Rocky Mountain doing a good job on that defense at the back of the pack at the moment.
Yeah, solidly holding up and trying to break Oy Vey Maria free. Blazin pushing, and Blazin now has the star, which would explain the pushing.
Blazin's going to turn on the speed.
Blazin does have that, man. Really able to just take off.
But Mary Contrary was right behind and judging it and said, you know, that's about far enough.
We're almost to the back.
Let me go ahead and call this off, and we're going to have a timeout called by Luscious Locks. And this timeout is brought to you by our good friends that are sponsoring our MVP award sponsors.
Oh, yes.
And that's Rydell, Rude Chicks, Campfires and Coffee, and Skate Rats. And we're going to give some awards away at the end of the day today.
So I heard. Yes.
And I heard that's an awesome prize pack. So thank you, Rydell, Rude Chicks, Campfires and Coffee, and Skate Rats for what you did for roller derby.
True. All right. So penalty check. What are we up to? 9, I think. That's 9 over there.
Yeah, we only got one player with 3, and that's badass.
Yeah, that's not too bad. And 5 for Jet City. So Jets added a couple in since the last lengthy timeout, but relatively clean.
You know what I noticed about Jet City? No track cuts.
True.
No track cuts.
Not yet today. That's true.
Situational awareness and track awareness. Ultimate things to have in your pocket.
I will also say today, no forearms on either side. Forearm was like the most popular penalty.
Exactly.
Forearm and direction.
They've learned how to avoid those forearm calls.
And yeah, how is the ref crew viewing the forearm? All right, we'll adjust to that. That was one of Chai's comments yesterday. Like half the third game of like learn the opponent, learn the track, and also learn how the people are calling it.
We're into Jam 14 with 10:22 left to go. We got Pink Flamingo and Crash Smash 'em wearing the stars for their respective teams.
And
Pink Flamingo gets
it's going to be another high block, I think.
A high block going to the Rooms for Friends penalty box. That's going to leave Crash Smash 'em out there for a power jam.
Yeah, easy when you have a tall skater making contact with a short skater. High block becomes really possible, right? Like,
yes.
Like not even trying, and all of a sudden you're hitting somebody in the head. Oh, Crash with the cut track. You jinxed it by saying nobody had a track cut.
That announcer crush is real. I'm so sorry, Smash.
All right, so 2-minute jam. Pink Flamingo now out. Rocky on full offense. It will be a short power jam, but it will be enough to break Pink Flamingo free.
Pink Flamingo doesn't need that much time.
No. Crash Smash him now out.
Both jammers coming up to the pack about the same time.
Yeah. Crash saw lane.
Wow.
Trying to reach around, but to pass the star off, but Toe Jammer is like, I'm too busy on defense.
And Toe Jammer just took Chai Kelsey to the inside. Yeah. Chai's going to remember that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Pink Flamingo pushing on that wall.
Yep, finally cutting loose, gets past Rampage, and one more to beat. Does so. 4 points up for Rocky Mountain.
I like how they celebrate little victories there. They didn't hold, but they held up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like we slowed things down.
Yes.
And now Toe Jammer able to take the star, so Crash will turn to defense.
Rocky Mountain's going to reset that defense in the back.
Toe will return the favor.
Toe Jammer and Chai are going to get real acquainted here.
Toe is through with 4.
Oh, my.
Pink Flamingo on the second scoring pass, and time will run out. So Pink Flamingo picks up 3 extra on that second pass. A 7-point jam for Rocky Mountain takes them to 19. So a 50-point game, 69-19.
Still got 8 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in this first half. I do want to give a shout out to Chai for being such an awesome THA all
Yes,
week.
she has been great.
Absolutely. Double duty, skating and running us, you know, because I know we're like cats sometimes.
Nice.
Happy Bones making sure that the scoreboard has the correct thing going on. And we're going to go into Jam 15. The Iron Rabbit's going to wear the star for Jet City. Sweet Cyanide, the jammer record for Rocky Mountain.
And Cy almost through, but not quite. Bumped out by Nayslayer. The Iron Rabbit with 2 to beat at the front. Now 1 going up against McQuadzaby. Blazing and
Nice.
is through for lead jammer. As a whistle blow, someone's picking up a direction to play penalty there, and that will be Rocky Mountain number 26, Blazing. Oh no, that's not the right number.
That's not. It's
They credited the wrong person. There we go. I'm like, there's too many digits there. 267, Sweet Destroy Her.
Sweet Destroy Her. Setting in the room for Friends penalty box.
Sweet Cyanide finally able to get through as Nayslayer called for the multiplayer block.
One in the chamber held up for a long, long time.
Oh, the Iron Rabbit just got rocked with a shoulder and calls off the jam.
Now, I hope Iron Rabbit is okay.
Yes.
Up under their own power.
3 points on that second pass, so 7 total.
76-19 with 6:42 left to go in this first half. Ove Maria is going to wear the star for Rocky Mountain going up against
Jacqueline Hyde.
Woohoo. See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. Both teams not at full strength. Sorry, Jet City has 1 blocker in the penalty box.
That's a 4-3 pack advantage.
Yes, that's how the math works there.
Yes.
Ove Maria rolled back. Jacqueline Hyde, all 4 Rocky Mountain blockers to contend with. Pushes through now up against Badass and rolls Badass to the ground and steps over. That was that momentum got going, and Badass couldn't really full on stop. So lead jammer 4, Jacqueline Hyde, and 4 points through as Nayslayer returns to the pack, and a cut track is being called on Ove Maria.
Power jam Jet City.
So traffic once again in and out of the Room for Friends penalty box.
Speaking of math, I want to give a shout out to the baby Narco.
Yes.
Little baby Drew, born last Sunday.
Expanding the announcer family.
Exactly.
Hopefully Bobby's getting some sleep and is just spending all of his time calculating least common denominators of things.
Hopefully Anna's getting some sleep
Yeah,
and Bobby's
that too.
doing baby duty.
That's probably more to the point. An 8-point jam takes us to 84-19, 5 minutes to go in the period.
Welcome to the world, baby Drew. We got Silent but Deadly on the line for Jet City, and everybody is up at the Johnny
Once again,
Pepper pivot
Johnny
line.
Pepper pivot line. Now that we've said that, Chai's going to charge you probably $10.
That's okay. I've got $10 to give her.
I'll kick in. I got some cash.
No worries. Silent but Deadly.
Ooh, sneaky.
That was sneaky. That was a swing and a miss.
Yes. Was that Luna that was on that?
I
92,
think it was
Yeah,
Luna.
that was a
Juked right out of
great
the
attempt,
skates.
but not quite able to make it. Or maybe it was 90. Actually, no, it's probably out of bondage. Number 96. Who then picked up a cut track.
A very first penalty of the game. Yeah. In the Room for Friends penalty box. Silent but Deadly around the outside, but it's got to get around Blazing, and does.
Yes. Hopping and keeping the toes inbound. Second pass done as Ove Maria is back out of the penalty box and running right into Afro Jamurai. Has 3 blockers at the front. Silent but Deadly forced out of bounds. Bombshell bridging as they
Bonita
roll back.
Apple Boom laying down a real big hit there.
Yes.
Lowering the boom, as to say.
And back to it.
This
as
crowd's
Nace
getting
Laird.
really loud here on
Crowd's-
Sunday morning
I
first
know,
game.
it's starting to fill in a little
That's
more.
awesome.
And finally, oh, I was going to say finally, but then what happens is you run into, once again, Bonita Appleboom and Afro Jamurai at the front of the pack. But finally, with 25 seconds to go, Ave Maria completes the initial pass. Oh. And his lead jammer. Because Silent but Deadly must have not been cleanly through. Must have
pass?
Must have been an unearned pass that I missed.
We had a discussion about that yesterday. The no pass, no penalty died, and
right,
we
and
call
it
it
became
a
the
no earned pass, yeah?
Yeah.
Ave Maria picking up 4 more points, and that's going to bring down 4 whistles to bring that jam to a close. 95-23 with 2:49 left to go in the first half. We're going to have an official review, and this official review is brought to you by our good friends over at Table Public House. Our Besterns staff is caffeinated by Table Public House, your family-friendly place for community nourishment and grace. Table Public House is offering everybody associated with Besterns a 15% discount on all drinks. Show your tickets, new Besterns merch, or event badge, and continue your roller derby weekend with 15% off drinks at Table Public House.
I think this is the official review used as a timeout by Rocky, since there's no big conversation going on in the middle.
And you've heard us talk about the Room for Friends penalty box.
Yes.
But the Room for Friends wine bar is a friend of Rocky, located in the heart of the Denver Art District on Santa Fe Drive. Room for Friends loves to bring folks together in a cozy atmosphere with great drinks and nibbles. A Rocky after-party favorite. Check them out in person or online at roomforfriendswine.com.
Cool.
Yes. My favorite NSO, Montana Mahler, telling me that this official review uses a timeout.
Yeah.
We got a little something planned for her later on today.
All right. That's good.
400th game.
That's a lot of games.
Yes.
Especially as an NSO where you're doing real work instead of just sitting here talking like we do.
We just get to come watch a derby and just talk about it. I mean, come on.
Flapping the gums. Mary Contrary, not flapping gums, but running up the pack and picking up lead jammer as Peach Clobber is held up at the back by Jet City's defense.
I like Peach Cobbler and Peach Clobber.
Peach Clobber. They're both great.
Yes. Mary Contrary coming around on a scoring pass, putting 4 points in the pocket and looking to get some more.
And our Room for Friends penalty box is having a little swap out as 555 Mortal Wombat heads
Morty
to
called her first game yesterday with me last night. That was super cool.
That's awesome.
And Morty did a fine job, let me tell you. Just a natural announcer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love those skaters that come into the booth and just roll right into it. You don't have to teach them nothing. Yeah. They love talking about what's happening out there.
Right, and they've got a good perspective on the game as well.
Exactly.
Mary Contrary's through with 4 points, 8 total as Peach Clobber finally clears the pack. And Mary Contrary calls off the jam, an 8-0 run now. 103 Jet City, 23 Rocky Mountain.
I want to say being a blocker, too, helps being an announcer because you give all the blocker love.
Right, yes, very true. Yeah, so easy to just focus on the star and who's doing what.
The Iron Rabbit's going to wear the star for Jet City in jam number 19 in what could be the penultimate jam of the half.
Or the ultimate jam of the half. Who knows?
You know?
It
Going
is
up against Sweet Cyanide.
1 minute to go on the period clock. One giant pile of blockers in the middle of the drive.
I think everybody in the pack is trying to keep everybody from getting through. But Iron Rabbit finds a seam and does get through for lead jam status.
Luscious Locks giving the, why don't you just keep skating? Like, what else is she going to do? I mean, come on.
Sweet Cyanide with a
he's
star
going to go airborne.
through.
That's what's going to happen.
I missed it. What happened?
It was what you were looking for, an Iron Rabbit apex jump. And you were focused on the other jammer getting through, but 4 points for the Iron Rabbit. Not quite able to jump over the middle of the pack.
Iron Rabbit's got some hops.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
But probably not like leap the entire pack without crashing into one of these bars.
Yeah. If the bars were raised to 6 inches, I think Iron Rabbit could get through.
Rabbit forced out of bounds. Checks in with
That's
Luscious Locks, who
enough.
says,
Let's go to
call it
halftime.
And yes, indeed, 3 and 3 on that pass for each team. A total of 7 for Jet City, 3 for Rocky Mountain. 110 to 26.
We got 14 minutes of the intermission. Go get you something to eat, get you something to hydrate. I am Johnny Pepper.
I am Scott Chicken.
Peace, love, and roller derby.
Welcome back to Besterns 2024. Day
Wow.
2, game 1 of day 2, game 6 overall.
Game 6.
Game 6. Looking at the chat, Cindy Board says, Pepper Sprout is so excited to hear her Papa.
Oh, Harley
I'm-
Grace. Papa Pepper misses you so much.
So your grandchild, my child, all both watching. That's
Absolutely.
good. Three
Harley
generations.
Grace, Papa Pepper misses you. I'll be home next Wednesday, I promise.
So penalty board update. What do we got? What do we got, Johnny Pepper?
16 penalties for Rocky Mountain, only 8 for Jet City.
Jet City much cleaner than yesterday when there were like 20-something in the first half. But nobody's in trouble, right? We got
Nobody's in trouble. Only
Badass
Badass with 3, and
Three.
Badass got those 3 early and played the rest of the half with no penalties.
exactly.
So
Yeah, those were up to Jam 9, and we
Awesome,
ended with
awesome.
19 or something like that.
Also, shout out to Cindy, my wife of 31 years.
Well, right on.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
True love rocks.
So Jet City leading 110-26. But Rocky's had some pretty solid runs. They had a couple of runs of 2-3 jams of lead in a row. They've had some moderate scoring success in a couple of those, but jammer penalties kind of knocking them down a bit. With what did I count? 5 jammer penalties for Rocky, only 2 for Jet City.
Thanks to Scott, our super producer.
Once I started writing things down while I called, I'm like, I can't focus if I'm not
I hear
scribbling
ya.
on a piece of paper and know what's
totally
going to happen.
get that. I like keeping stats when I'm calling on a house, but I find that I'm really, really difficult to do it while I'm on a stream call.
Yeah, it can be. Yes, it can be tricky.
Like I told you before, it interrupts my train.
Yes.
It makes my train jump off the tracks.
Well, speaking of jumping, maybe Pink Flamingo will get you a nice apex jump. There was some love for Rabbit with the hops, with the
Man.
jumps rather from
Yeah, and I
860.
missed that one because I wasn't paying attention, and I'm sorry.
You were focusing on other parts of play.
Yes, I
not that
was.
part.
I was trying to give some love to the other jammer coming out. Pink Flamingo wearing that star for Rocky Mountain going up against Jacqueline Hyde in jam number 1 of the second half of
And
game 6.
Grabs lead jammer, just like jam number 1 of the game. Pink Flamingo blasting through. Rocky Mountain 1 blocker shy, as they have number 7, Hannah Smash Tana.
Hannah Smash
In the ring
Tana's
for
been
Friends
doing some
penalty box.
awesome defensive work today.
Yes, Pink Flamingo through quickly for 4 points as Jacqueline Hyde held up by Tchaikovsky and team.
Hannah Smash Tana out of the room for Friends penalty box and back into the fray. Shout out to Scarlett O'Hurcha.
4 more points for each jammer and a total of 8 for Rocky, 4 for Jet City.
114-34, 29 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this contest.
Mary Contrary back out for Jet City against Sweet Cyanide.
Sweet Cyanide.
Ba, ba, ba.
Don't anybody go looking for cyanide. I don't want
No,
nobody to get in trouble.
It is not sweet.
It's not. But
Not
Sweet
something you
Cyanide
should be-
is. Mary Contrary going around to the inside and then going through the middle of the pack around to the outside and finds a seam. Grabbing lead jammer status, crossing turn 1.
Sweet Cyanide trying to catch a lead block, but things slowed down. Blazin held to the outside, now reaches around and grabs the star. And the Jammer Star passes beginning in Jam 2.
That's respect for Blazing right there.
Yeah, Mary's like, I don't want to chase you down.
Absolutely.
We'll just shut things off here. 118.
And then Blazing gives everybody a high five going back to the bench. That's just Derby love. I love it. Going into jam number 3, Ave Maria, wearing the star for Rocky Mountain, and the Iron Rabbit will be the jammer record for Jet City.
Our room for friends penalty box empty.
Let's hope to keep it that way this whole jam.
Campfires and coffee jammer line fully occupied with
Fully.
10 skaters for a moment anyway.
And as soon as we say something, they start to get spread out.
There you go. The room for friends has friends now.
Bridges start to get built. We're going to lose a Rocky blocker and a Jet City blocker and another Rocky blocker.
Killer Copperhead.
And all of a sudden, we have no more room for friends.
Killer Copperhead and Hannah Smash Tana over there for Rocky Mountain. And number 26, Nayslayer for Jet City. Nayslayer, that's her third. Actually, third for all of them.
All 3 of those players in the bench have been playing awesome defense all day long. Iron Rabbit with 4 points in the pocket to go with the 4 already there. That's 8 total.
And does not need to jump this time.
Does not need to jump, just fast.
Yeah, that 3-on-2 pack able to push things to the outside easily for Rabbit. And then regroup to catch Ave Maria. There's
a hop.
Not quite landed inbounds though.
I got to pay attention to that one.
Hannah Smash Tana with the force out of the Iron Rabbit. Rabbit's like, yeah, I'm done with this. Let's go back to the bench.
I'm going to take a 30-second recess at least.
It's early in the day. 1 point up for Ave Maria, 35 now for Rocky Mountain. 14 total for Jet City, 132 is their score with 26 minutes to go in our game.
Crash Smash and wearing the star for Jet City going up against Pink Flamingo for Rocky Mountain, the Fight Club.
5280.
5280. Which, if you don't know, that's the altitude.
It is.
And that's pretty high.
It's very, yes. For those of us from sea level.
That's a mile high if you don't know.
I don't have to exercise. So
Pink Flamingo.
It's life easy.
I'd like to know what her lead jammer percentage is.
And
I bet it's up there in the 80s.
Probably, yeah. Forearm penalty called on Crash Smash him, so power jam.
For Pink Flamingo.
And 4 points. Well, Pink Flamingo's lead jammer percentage is 100% in the second half. So
okay, yeah, for sure.
If that counts.
Pink Flamingo with another 4 points. Happy Bones liking to put those fingers up in the air.
Pink Flamingo coming through on the third. Chai tries to break up that front group, but just enough of a tap to knock Pink Flamingo out as Crash Smash him out of the penalty box and back engaged.
Toe Jammer with a derby kiss, tripping with a derby kiss, knocking Pink Flamingo to the outside, forcing a recycle.
Yes, and Auto Bondage doing a good job of keeping Toe away from Crash as long as possible, but the star pass is complete.
Auto Bondage and Blazing doing some amazing work up there for Rocky Mountain.
Yes. And high fives all around except for Blazing, who just backs right into number 92, Luna.
Chai and Disastric not doing bad things either for Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky's defense has been solid. 12-0 jam there takes them to 48.
Peach Cobbler is going to wear the star for Rocky Mountain, and Silent but Deadly is going to wear the star for Jet City in the battle of the twos.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a lot of twos.
That's a lot of twos.
It was a jam in one of yesterday's Rocky games where it was 22 versus 22. Like both jammers, same number.
Absolutely. But like Spinal Tap says, that's one more.
It's one more loud, yes.
It's one more.
One more, too. Silent but Deadly lead jammer.
Silent but deadly, but quickly.
And Silent but Deadly running through and over Badass. Kind of got
that's a 4-wall in the back of the pack, and that's a Blocktopus. Thank you, Rich Mahogany.
Oh, yes. And Silent but Deadly up front. Bonita Appleboom trying to help things through. Star pass off to number 7, Hannah Smash Tana.
Hannah smashed Hannah, taking a little break from the defense to wear the star, but that's all there is because 4 whistles rain down and bring that jam to a close.
Yes. 4 points up for Silent but Deadly. 136-48.
Still 23 minutes left to go in the battle.
Mm-hmm. And Jacqueline Hyde back out to jam against Sweet Cyanide.
Sweet Cyanide. 5 seconds to call on the floor. Blazing and Toe Jammer exchanges some pleasantries before the whistle. And then the whistle blows and Toe Jammer gives a shoulder to Sweet Cyanide.
Blazin trying to break Sweet Cyanide free, but Jacqueline Hyde out first, lead jammer.
Absolutely. That Jet City defense is just locking down.
Taro Danger says there were 84 total penalties in Jet City's game with Boulder yesterday, nearly even split between both teams.
Wow.
I'm glad someone else is tracking penalties at home.
Thank you so much for paying attention.
I'm going to assume they're not
derby.
just looking that up somewhere, but actually you're like keeping track. I like to imagine things.
They might have a friend and get the,
That's very
the
possible.
whiteboard.
Jam is called a 4-0 run for Jet City, 140-48, 21-55.
I think it'd be cool at home if you could just push a button and get the whiteboard up or
That
the
would be great.
scoreboard and just keep it your own self.
Yes. Right now, Jet City with 10, and is that an 18, I think?
That is an 18.
For Rocky Mountain.
That's 28 total penalties right now. 140-48, 21 minutes and 53 seconds left to go. We got an official timeout, and this official timeout is brought to you by our good friends over at the Rocky Mountain Stream. If you want some Rocky Mountain roller derby merchandise, just go to thebonfire.com and search Rocky Mountain Roller Derby. Get you some merch and support Rocky Mountain Roller Derby, the 5285 Club.
Yes, the key is that bonfire.com. Don't just go to any random bonfire you find.
Yes.
They probably won't have a merch booth.
Well, they might have some Rocky
Could
Mountain
be.
merch at
That'd
the
be
bonfire.
pretty sweet gig if you could line up everywhere there's a bonfire.
I
selling
love
merch.
bonfires.
Right?
And bonfire.com.
Mary,
Getting back to the action on the track, Mary Contrary wearing the star for Jet City. Pink Flamingo, the jammer, record for Rocky Mountain. Take us away, Brother Scott.
Pink at the front. Getting some assistance from Badass, but Badass having to step back to bridge and now work defense on Mary Contrary as Pink Flamingo bumped to the infield and rolled back by Afro Jammerai.
Mary Contrary clear. Lead jammer status coming out of turn 2.
And 5:55, Mortal Wombat. Morty back to the penalty box. The
Room for Friends penalty box. Probably thinking about what a great time they had yesterday calling it a game with me.
I wish I could call another game with Johnny. That was pretty great. Bombshell to the Room for Friends penalty box for the second time today.
Afro Jammerai just causing all kinds of chaos back there with Pink Flamingo. Mary Contrary picking up another 4 points to put in the pocket with the 4 already there.
And Afro taps, but no run back there. It wasn't quite clear if Pink Flamingo was going to go out of bounds or not. So now teaming up with Nayslayer and one in the chamber. Finally, Pink Flamingo is clear, completes the initial pass. Mary Contrary.
If you were watching at home, how to get not a forearm penalty, Nayslayer just gave you a class on how to do that.
It's tucking everything in close.
Tucking everything and lead with them shoulders.
So
12 points to Jet City on that jam, 152-48, with 20 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this contest.
Flute 860 says, minute 30 with no lead jammer is awful. It's awful lot of work.
It's an awful
yes.
lot of defense.
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
it is.
Yes.
And I like defense.
Defense is good. Peach Clobber jamming against Trippin. Trippin with the star for the first time today.
Peach Clobber comes out of that, out front and lead.
Trippin did a little bit of jamming in the second game yesterday, or in the game yesterday, I believe.
Chai holding Trippin back for a minute.
And Trippin holding the star, reaching through toe jammer with the pivot stripe on, but Trippin will head to the penalty box instead for a forearm penalty. So power jam for Peach Clobber, who has been held up in the back and now getting bumped around with everyone else.
Oh, that wall for Rocky Mountain is just doing some damage out there right now.
Well, that one, I think there was a little damage, like self-inflicted damage by Riot and Toe, who both kind of tripped each other up.
That's Bombshell going off to the Room for Friends penalty box, taking the long way around.
Yes. It's like, she's like, oh, I got a direction. I'm going to go the correct direction to get to the penalty box. So don't pick up another direction. Trippin, sliding through, but picks up the hip check on the way by Jackie Lope. Jackie Lope owning the outside lane at that point, but Trippin finally breaks free. And Peach Clobber calls off the jam. Still a lengthy run, but Jet only giving up 3 points. So a very successful penalty kill.
Rocky Mountain's going to be real happy with that jam when they rewatch it.
Yeah, that was solid defense. And
I wish they had got one more point there.
right. All right, number 21, the Iron Rabbit. Jamming against number 4, Sweet Cyanide. Just under 18 minutes to go in the game. 100-point lead, 101-point lead.
101. Jam number 9 underway.
And Bombshell coming out of the penalty box, the Iron Rabbit.
What were they doing on this side of the coffee and campfire penalty line?
And the Iron Rabbit is finally clear. Gets past Hannah Smash Tana to grab lead jammer and
another track cut.
Track call.
I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's all right. That is the first jammer penalty of the half for Rocky Mountain.
Iron Rabbit picking up 4 points.
Jet City trying to catch Hannah Smash Tana in the back as a goat to establish where there is a pack.
Morty with a nice hit on the Iron Rabbit.
4 points up for Rabbit. It's Rabbit slowly rolling around the outside. Sweet Cyanide released. Hannah Smash Tana hip checks the Iron Rabbit out of bounds to the infield.
Hannah Smash Tana is getting a lot of check marks over here.
And the Iron Rabbit checks at the bench, and the bench is like, nah, we're going to keep going.
Keep going.
We're going to burn some clock now. We're into the clock burning time.
Yes.
As Sweet Cyanide passes it off, Hannah Smash Tana now jammer of record and pushes out the front, and the Iron Rabbit calls off the jam, picks up 1 more point.
Mortar Wombat with that jammer takeout in the waning seconds of that jam.
So
wearing those mighty fine pro-designed elbow pads. Yeehaw from Texas. Shout out to Wild Bill, who's not with us anymore.
So a 14-point run for the Iron Rabbit, 166 to 51. And timeout called by Rocky Mountain.
This timeout is brought to you by our good friends over at Next Level Burger. Next Level Burger is all about making sustainable, delicious food that's good for the planet and for you. Whether you're vegan, flexitarian, or just a fan of tasty burgers, they got something amazing for you. If you're here in the Dome, grab one of their cards for a free shake. Thanks, Next Level Burger, for making our planet and this tournament even better. I wonder how many different kinds of shakes they have there.
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to get a card and go find out. You get
I've got a card in my pocket. I'm just going to have to go over there and find out.
Also like to encourage you to become a Besterns bestie. Like and subscribe to Rocky's Twitch channel for this month. It's $4.99 for the month. 8 amazing games, no ads. Or you can link it to your Prime account. If you link your Twitch account to your Prime account, you get 1 free subscription every month. Why not throw it to Rocky Mountain so you don't have to watch ads for the next couple of games?
Absolutely. Back to the action on the track. Silent but Deadly wearing the star for Jet City going up against Pink Flamingo.
Pink Flamingo up front. Oh, I was going to say 1 to beat, but then there was the waterfall. But this get around Toe Jammer to grab lead jammer.
Pink Flamingo keeping that 100% lead jammer status in the second half intact.
Not quite to Mary Contrary got lead in the last game. But close.
Almost. Almost.
And gets 4 points with a little airborne jumperoo. Does not take one this time. Silent but deadly star in hand, looking to the outside and knocked out of bounds. That's 4 more up for Pink Flamingo. Chaikulski to the penalty box for Rocky Mountain.
No way.
Yes.
They can't pick on our boss like that.
Chai's making friends in the room for friends penalty box.
We got room for friends. They might have some wine over there. That's why
they
Chai
may well.
wants to go over there and
Pink
check
Flamingo
and make
has
sure.
room for points. 12 total now on a 4th scoring pass. As Jet City holding up at the front.
They are locking down that defense. Pink Flamingo looking at the back. Sees Silent but Deadly coming up and goes ahead and calls it off.
But did get 4, 16 total. That's the largest jam, I'm sure, for the game for Rocky Mountain.
I bet you're right.
Yes.
We'll check with our super pedestrians guy.
Let me look at my other sheet from the last half. I'm pretty certain they didn't have more than 2 passes in the last half. Yes.
166 to 67, 14:36 left to go in this contest.
And Mary Contrary back to jam for Jet City against number 22, Peach Clobber.
Peach Clobber.
Clobbering it up.
Both jammers trying to go straight through the middle. Nothing there. Peach Clobber goes to the inside. Nothing there. But a wall of blue shirts.
And Mary Contrary clears as Nayslayer back to the penalty box for a multiplayer. But Nayslayer's had 3 of the 4 penalties, multiplayer blocks.
And they're all multiplayers.
I know. They're all just like, we're hanging on a little too long.
Just a little too long.
Peach
Blazon's going to the room for friends
yes.
penalty box as well. I didn't
Also
see
with
what
a
that
multiplayer block.
multiplayer?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's what they're looking
It's
for
just all
right now.
MEMS.
Absolutely.
Today's focus and practice will be the multiplayer block. All right, Mary Contrary up against Chaikulski, and Hannah Smash Tana finally breaks through. And Chai takes the star and gets nothing for it.
Except for 4 whistles.
True. Forces the call off.
That's respect.
Yeah. 4-point jam, 170 to 67.
Chai doing a fine job on the track and off the track as well.
True that.
Coming up on jam number 12 of the second half. We're going to have Sweet Cyanide going up against Jacqueline Hyde for Jet City.
Jacqueline Hyde pushing at the front. Blazon had been in the room for friends penalty box, but released and back in play. And Jacqueline Hyde, lead jammer.
Rocky Mountain had a 3-wall at the front of the pack, but it just didn't hold Jacqueline very long.
No.
Hannah smashed 10, and now the jammer record for Rocky Mountain.
Hannah Smash Tana is winning the cool pants game this weekend.
Absolutely.
Loved the pants yesterday. These ones equally cool.
And winning the check mark over here on my scoreboard.
All
So
right.
we'll see when MVPs get awarded, and that's kind of how I do it.
Yeah. All right. 4 points up for Jacqueline Hyde. So an 8-4, and Hannah Smash Tana just slicing through for 4 as well. Doing good work as both teams micro pack 2 on 2. Now Rocky getting some love back with number 12 Killer Copperhead returning from the penalty box and taking Rampage to the ground.
Rampage and Toe Jammer have been a formidable pair out there right now.
True that.
Doing all the good things, making all the stops.
And
Hannah smashed Tana with 12 points in the pocket.
Jet City now coming back to full strength, and Jacqueline Hyde will call off the jam saying, I finally got everybody out of the penalty box. Meanwhile, 2 more blockers for Rocky Mountain going back in. You had,
It's going to be a 4-2 pack advantage for Jet City starting this next jam.
Blazon and Sweet Cyanide sitting in the box.
Pink Flamingo is going to wear the star for Rocky Mountain. Crash Smash him wearing that star for Jet City. 5 seconds to call on the floor, and we are underway with jam number 13.
Yeah, the Rocky tightening up their rotation a bit in this half with Pink Flamingo going every 3rd jam. And Crash Smash Him is out first, and I have no complaints about that because it is working perfectly. Like that has been a good move.
Rolling out of turn 1 with the lead jammer status.
Oh, cut track on Pink Flamingo. Just as I said, that was a great call. Having to go repeatedly. This time, sometimes you get a penalty. That is, I think, Pink's second penalty of the game. Had 1 in the first half.
You are correct.
So that's still very, very clean. And Crash Smash Him.
We've got all the toys here at the table.
No, Crash Smash Him calls off the jam, gives Chai a little hug, takes the 8 points back to the bench, and locks Pink Flamingo in the penalty box to give Trippin the power start. So 194 to 79, just under 10 minutes to go.
Is this Trippin's third jam of the game?
Second, I think.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Trippin just super fast on the inside, grabs lead jammer status, rolling across the pivot line.
Jet was like, oh, you guys did this last time. We're going to do it this time.
Right.
It's like wide open lane.
If you are going to go over there, I'm going to go here.
Yes. Trippin.
Boom.
Almost through the sweep. Not Rocky, great defense against the sweep offense move.
This Peach Cobbler.
Yeah. Trippin's got.
Trippin picking up speed going through that pack. But
now
then runs
back
into
in.
that 3 wall at the front.
Exactly.
Around the outside, grabbing those 4 more points.
And a star pass. Oh.
I think that was just a stash, wasn't it?
I think it was not a legal star pass, I think is what was going on there. The throw of the helmet cover on the way to the penalty box. It was an out of play, I think, was the penalty. So Pink Flamingo, still the jammer, has to go back and pick up the star. And Trippin says, I'm just going to call this off because there's a lot of confusion
too much
going
confusion here. Let's just call it off and reset and get back to roller derby.
Regrouping.
Jet City fills up their second bucket of the game with 6 left over with that 12-point jam, 206 to 79 with 8:18 left to go in the contest.
Meanwhile, Badass sitting now on 5 penalties. And an official timeout called. This official timeout
brought to you by our good friends over at
Table Public House. Our Besterns staff is caffeinated by Table Public House, your family-friendly place for community, nourishment, and grace. Table Public House is offering everyone associated with Besterns a 15% discount on all drinks. To show your tickets, your new Besterns merch, your event badge, and continue your roller derby weekend with 15% off drinks at Table Public House.
Tell them Scott and Johnny sent you, and you'll get an additional 0% discount.
That's right. It's the special announcer discount.
Absolutely.
Also want to thank Skate Rats. Skate Rats is a fully stocked skate shop in Loveland, Colorado. They're also right here in the Rollerdome if you're coming down later and you want to check it out. Or they're online, worldwide shipping at skaterats.com. That's SK8RATZ.com.
Yes. I read spell it out yesterday because I didn't.
Because it's what's said. They're like,
snap.
oh, it's spelling out the skate rats
yeah,
part.
that's what they wanted me to do. Iron Rabbit's going to wear the star for Jet City, going up against Sweet Cyanide when we get to jam number 15, which is probably going to start any
second
now.
Gotta say, if you're those listening, if you are preparing documents for a tournament or any other event for announcers to read, remember that we are all Ron Burgundy, and we will read whatever is put in front of us. We will read
whatever is there.
Iron Rabbit, lead jammer.
I probably ought to start watching movies so I can get those references.
Yes.
When they're
oh, if you haven't seen Ron Burgundy?
No,
oh my God,
really
you
haven't.
need to see Anchorman. That is
Iron Rabbit coming around on
fun.
Another scoring pass.
And Sweet Cyanide is clear. Rabbit up against Blazin. Blazin's like, here, meet my shoulder.
And meet my other shoulder.
I saved them just for you.
Here's the line.
And Iron Rabbit says, I reject your line. I will call off the jam, take my 8 points, back to the bench.
Back to the bench. 7:20 left to go in this contest, 214 to 79. Pink Flamingo's going to wear the star for the Fight Club, going up against Mary Contrary for Jet City.
Getting lots of shout-outs for both teams. in the chat on the stream.
Love every one of y'all in that Twitch.
Yes, Manny
chat.
Paws saying, I heart Sweet Destroyer. Sweet Destroyer has been having.
Sweet Destroyer's had an awesome game, playing
Not,
that awesome defense out there right now for sure.
And Rampage heading to the penalty box. Mary Contrary outside. And able to come through somehow, apparates through the pack. Happens at the far end, hard to see. Too many people in the way.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Pink Flamingo forced to the infield. Recycles now reaching across the middle, but not quite able to connect with Hannah Smash Tana. I was talking earlier about the downside of being a tall jammer like Pink Flamingo, of getting a lot of high blocks.
A lot of
the
high
advantage
blocks.
is
To
the
being
wingspan,
short?
the ability to reach through that pack.
Yes.
Is like, Flamingo's tall, can go over, can go around, but yeah, the star passes from Pink Flamingo this weekend have been great. Like, blockers are going, oh, there's no way this can happen. Oh, wait, it just happened.
Yes, it did.
Hannah Smash Tana knocked to the ground.
We're going to get 3 points awarded on that.
Oh, no, we got the pinky came out at
Oh,
the very
the
end.
pinky did come out at the end. That's 4 points. 218 to 79 with 5:40 left to go.
Jacqueline Hyde. Peach Clobber. Ready to jam. And now jamming. Boy, not a lot of room for friends in the Room for Friends penalty box.
No.
We've got Bonita Appleboom and who else is over there? Toe
Bonita's
Jammer
been
sitting.
doing some real good things today.
Yes, this is Bonita's first penalty. That's why I was like, wait, who's
Wait.
and Pink Flamingo also in the box.
Well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players on Jet City that don't have any penalties.
I know.
That's awesome.
And yet they've been playing. That's
yes,
absolutely. It's not that they've been riding the bench.
They're
the whole
not
game.
riding the bench.
Just playing clean.
Everybody over there is getting out and skating.
Jacqueline Hyde is through with 4 points as Peach Clobber trapped at the back. Pink Flamingo out of the penalty box. And Peach Clobber took off the the star, looking for the pivot, but the pivot.
Call it off from our tummy.
Yes.
A tummy call off. Yes.
That's the pivot blazing, standing in the penalty box with 5, and will start this jam in said penalty box.
Rocky with 2 players with 5. Blazin and Badass. Crash Smash, I'm gonna wear the star for Jet City, going up against Sweet Cyanide in jam number 18.
Crash going side to side, and now all those warm-up drills of inside, outside, middle are making sense, because that's what the blockers are having to do. Blazing back out of the box, however, and joins in the fun. As
Blazin's doing some things out there today.
yeah, Blazing's been great all weekend, both days. Forearm penalty is called. That will send 555 Mortal Wombat to the penalty box.
Room for friends.
The
And
room-
Morty.
Yeah.
As the clock ticks down under 3:30
Morty's a
left to
friend.
go. Absolutely. One of my new friends.
All right, we're 50 seconds in. Have not made it to the top of turn 1. Now we're coming. Just Crash smashing with 2 to beat, bumped out, no long run back. Sweet Cyanide held at the back of the pack. Has won
That
the
3-wall of Jet City at the back of the pack is just strangling.
yeah. One of the chamber moved forward a bit, tries some offense, now tries again, swing and a miss. Having to shift to a bridge as the penalty box. The Room for Friends penalty box has extra room now. Nobody there.
Nobody there.
Crash.
Nice hydrate in the middle of talking
Thank you.
right there,
I
too.
was
That
like,
was
oh,
awesome.
get
That
a
was
little- get a
professional.
little,
Absolutely.
between altitude and Crash taking a inadvertent bop to the face.
That doesn't feel good when you
No.
get hit in the face, no matter who does it.
And it's clearly inconsequential. All right.
Says, where's my pivot? Where's my
Yeah,
pivot?
Crash is like, I'm done. I don't care if I don't get lead. I'm going to hand it off. And Raven Lunatic will take the star.
And just like
Run
that, 4
out of
whistles are going to
time.
rain down and bring that jam to a close.
Wow. the full 2-minute no lead jammer jam.
Wow.
I think that's the first scoreless jam of the game. So great defense on both sides.
Absolutely.
That was just a
2-minute
yeah.
defensive class.
Yes. And
that's what that was.
You know,
and we're going to have an official review.
As a timeout once again, because Rocky's out of other timeouts. So what the heck? We got 1:46 to go. Who should we sponsor this one from?
Let's talk about Campfires and Coffee.
Let's do that.
An LGBTQ-owned small business in the San Francisco Bay Area specializing in stickers, pins, art prints, and apparel. Check them out online at campfiresandcoffee.com. Proud sponsor of our jam line.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Campfires and Coffee.
As far as I know, they don't sell either campfires nor coffee.
Or coffee.
But they've got a great name, so they
absolutely. And they sponsor Roller Derby Jam Line, so that's got to be an awesome business.
And hopefully,
Trevor's going to come talk to us.
All right, confirming the official review as a timeout.
Thank you, Treble.
And Jet City having a little hug bundle at the Campfires.
That's their last stoppage of play, too. So
yeah, exactly. That's
well, we only got
Rockies,
1:46 left to
Rockies
go,
used all of their options to stop the clock, which is
not
good.
all of them.
Well, I guess that's it.
But you don't want to do the other one.
Tripping, jamming against Pink Flamingo. Whistle's blowing. Somebody's got a forearm penalty.
Somebody's leaving.
That will be.
That's a Jet City blocker.
Nayslayer, I believe. And Trippin out first lead jammer. We will not go another 2 minutes with no lead jammer in this jam. Pink Flamingo almost clear, but forced out of bounds. Tchaikovsky trying to open lines up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a jammer, I'm making sure that it doesn't get opened up.
Right. The other three blockers for Rocky Mountain holding on to Trippin. And
that's a 3-wall I wouldn't want to skate around.
Tchaikovsky picking up an illegal contact penalty heading to the penalty boxes. Nayslayer is released. And Trippin is through with 4 points. More whistles be blowing as Afro Jammer is heading to the penalty box. And now racing against Pink Flamingo, who is also off to the box.
Oh,
Pink Flamingo picking up the high block penalty.
Power jam for Trippin. With 30 seconds left to go on period time.
Yeah, 43 seconds on the jam clock. Trippin. Sizing up the crowd, tries, and clipped on the way by. That was disastrous.
Disastric.
Straight.
Yes.
Trippin gets the 4, checks the clock, checks with the bench. He's like, we're just going to let this run out.
No, we're going to let this run out.
Effective victory formation.
I do want to take this opportunity to thank every roller derby volunteer out there, not just for Rocky Mountain, but all across the world. If you're a roller derby volunteer, me and Scott have lots of love for you.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
All right, our unofficial final score, Jet City victorious 234, Rocky Mountain 79. There is the swoopy whistle to mark the end of the game. Coming up next,
who do we have
Johnny?
next?
Why, next it will be Bellingham, the Bellingham Roller Betties from Bellingham, Washington, taking on Boulder County Roller Derby from Boulder County.
Boulder played 3 games yesterday.
They did, yeah. They played, which I'm like, I was amazed. That last game, they were looking, I was gassed just watching, and I was just sitting here eating gorditas. So that will be that'll be next. That will be followed at 3 p.m. So our final game of the day pushed back an hour from the original schedule. The last game will be Rocky Mountain taking on FOCO.
Thank you for watching Besterns 24. I am Johnny Pepper.
I am Scott Chicken.
Peace, love, and roller derby.